Welcome to our community, where we explore the impactful and often life-changing moments that happen in the blink of an eye. In this space, we share real and deeply emotional stories about traffic accidents, unbelievable occurrences on the road, and the valuable lessons that stem from these events. It's a reminder of how just one moment of carelessness or poor judgment can alter the course of a life forever. Take, for instance, the surprising encounter between a Tesla, confidently cruising on the road, and a Nissan, busy testing the limits of its grip on the pavement. The car made an unexpected appearance, but it forgot the two things most needed in such a scenario: a gift, or at the very least, an apology. A terrifying moment unfolded when a crash triggered a devastating fire, serving as a stark reminder of just how crucial it is to always prioritize driving safety. In a separate incident, a small car, though not built for strength, managed to bring a large truck to the ground in defeat. A hard fall, a brutal reality of the unpredictable nature of the roads. Then there was the time when a car spun like a tornado, debris flying around like fireworks. It was an incredibly scary scene, but thankfully Alonzo, the driver, remained safe. The same can't be said for the two American dinosaurs, a pair of massive trucks that decided to test their strength only to tragically discover that neither one could withstand the force of the collision. "Oh my God," was the only thing anyone could say as the terrifying scene unfolded. Fortunately, everyone involved survived, but the fear was palpable. Perhaps one of the most shocking moments occurred when a tanker truck fell, roaring in flames like a defeated dragon in the middle of the road. The sheer force and devastation of the crash left everyone around it in disbelief, underscoring just how quickly a moment of lost control can have catastrophic consequences. Some drivers may think that speeding and weaving through traffic is a thrilling adventure, but the truth is that the ending is almost always less than glamorous. The so-called adventure turns into tragedy far too often, and then there are those who attempt to fit their motorcycles through gaps in traffic that were never meant for such maneuvering. What seemed like an opportunity to get ahead quickly often ends in disaster, leaving the rider regretting their decision. In one particularly harrowing incident, a driver seemed to teleport through a traffic jam, but as fate would have it, the destination was not what was expected. When the car veered onto the sidewalk, the reality of the situation hit like a ton of bricks. Survival instincts had to kick in faster than the mind could process. Another driver, who seemingly dreamed of becoming a bird, found themselves sent, spiraling into a painful crash when reality hit hard. However, thanks to the quick actions of nearby passers-by, help arrived just in time, turning what could have been a tragic outcome into a more hopeful one. We've all seen moments that take our breath away, heart-stopping instances when disaster seemed inevitable, but somehow fate was on the side of those involved. Speeding may be easy, but stopping, especially when it counts the most, is anything but. It's a harsh reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control and how fortunate some people are when they are spared the worst. And then there's the story of Cesar Flabialenza, who was arrested by the police in Maryland after he stole a crane and caused chaos before finally being apprehended. This chaotic event was yet another reminder of the unpredictability of life and the way in which things can go awry when carelessness takes over. We also witnessed a terrifying crash when a car spun like a leaf caught in the wind. The driver lost control, and the car landed in an incredibly harsh manner, a reminder of how volatile a moment of distraction can be. Lastly, there's the cautionary tale of an unplanned test drive at a dealership. What was supposed to be a simple test of a vehicle's capabilities ended in a shattered window and an expensive lesson for all involved. And then there's the tragic formula: overloading a vehicle. While it may seem harmless, it's the perfect recipe for disaster, a lesson learned the hard way. In these stories, we see both the extraordinary and the heartbreaking. But above all, we see the importance of remembering that every decision behind the wheel carries weight. Just one moment of carelessness can have a lasting impact, not just on the driver, but on everyone around them. The lessons we share here are meant to remind us all of the responsibility we carry when driving. In moments that feel like they're pulled straight from a movie, we witness the close calls, shocking crashes, and split-second decisions that change lives. In one story, just inches from disaster, the window of a vehicle came crashing down in a frightening instant. But fate seemed to be on the driver's side as they walked away without a scratch. It's these moments that make you realize how fragile life can be, and how much control we really have over the events that unfold around us. Then there's the story of a journey cut short. A truck, overloaded with sausages, didn't even have time to say goodbye before its load shattered across the road. The mess was almost as chaotic as the question left in the wake of an 11-car pileup. Was it really the brakes that caused it, or was it something more? It's a question that lingers in the minds of everyone who witnessed the crash. In another chilling moment, a car glided gracefully down the road, almost like a dancer on a stage. But the performance ended abruptly as the car crashed, the driver opting for a hasty getaway after a multi-car collision. However, the law had other plans, and the driver quickly learned that escaping the consequences of reckless driving is never as easy as it seems. In an entirely different scenario, a plane, swaying like a lost bird, plummeted into a river, and in a stunning turn of events, the man inside walked away unscathed, narrowly avoiding catastrophe, right next to a gas pump. That's as close to dodging a landmine as anyone can get. And then there was the intense scene in Ferndale, where a group of people acted like they were coordinating a street basketball game, perfectly blocking a driver attempting to escape. It was a coordinated effort that kept a dangerous situation from getting worse. The vehicle, however, wasn't going anywhere. Its escape was never a real option. And just like trying to navigate a video game without the luxury of a reset button, the car and its driver learned that the consequences of their actions were all too real. In another frightening moment, a truck decided to make friends with 5 cars on the road, and unfortunately, no invitation was needed. It was as if the truck had declared a collision party, and it almost turned into a disastrous combo involving multiple people. In a heart-stopping moment, everyone who witnessed it knew they needed to stay as far away from the chaos as possible. Quick reflexes can make all the difference in life and death situations. One officer demonstrated just that when he jumped onto a barrier with the agility of an action movie star, narrowly saving a life in the process. That's the kind of fast thinking that can mean the difference between a tragedy and a miracle. In another instance, a driver completely forgot the basic function of brakes, veering off the road as if the vehicle was testing the durability of a parked truck. The result was a frightening and unexpected spectacle. Meanwhile, on the highway, a truck's tire flew off like a projectile, only to hit a BMW in a surprise ambush. The crash was terrifying, and it didn't end there. The BMW didn't just crash into a house. It turned the situation into an explosion of fireworks, adding to the drama of the entire sequence of events. Sometimes, the road turns into something completely unexpected. The highway, in one bizarre instance, transformed into a waterway as a BMW attempted to surf on the wet conditions. But instead of gliding smoothly, the car slid into the opposite lane, narrowly avoiding disaster. It's a stunning reminder of how quickly things can go wrong when you least expect them. Then, there's the odd moment when a driver eager for their morning coffee got more than they bargained for. Instead of getting a quick caffeine fix, they drove straight into the coffee shop, turning what was supposed to be a quick stop into an unexpected drive-through disaster. Through all of these moments, we are reminded that the road is unpredictable, and the consequences of our actions, whether intentional or accidental, can be far-reaching. It's these stories that not only show us the unpredictability of life, but also the value of being alert, careful, and mindful of the risks we face every time we get behind the wheel. Thank you all for sticking with us through this video. If you found these stories as gripping and informative as we hope you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our latest content. We promise to continue bringing you more captivating and high-quality videos that highlight the intense, emotional, and real moments that shape our lives. We look forward to seeing you again in the next video.